G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a Zealot's Gatling laser with bullets exploding for area damage and 90% reduced weight. You might be scratching your head wondering why I've got this weapon, and I assure you I haven't gone mad. I've got this for a reason, alright? Firstly, I want to test how powerful a under-leveled legacy weapon can be with some nothing prefix, and believe you me, there's nothing more nothing prefix than Zealots. Horrible, pointless. Remove it from the game. We don't like any of our weapons dropping with this. It's just endless fluff for us to extra grind. Oh wait, no, there's grind involved, so okay, that's why it's in the game. Completely pointless, even if it is a multiplicative bonus against the Scorched. There's gonna be weapons that perform against things universally that are better. See Blooded, anti-armor, junkies, they're all better, so why we even have this? It's just bloatware, I suppose. Anyways, me and this weapon go way back. I used this originally when Winter wasn't even spec'd for using heavy guns or explosive Gatling lasers, blah blah blah. And this thing did really well because that was like the original days where if you had an explosive shotgun where you could just snipe across the map, but those days have long since passed. I've also got a prime receiver on this to really double down on this Scorched killing potential. Yeah, look out. If you're watching this and you are Scorched, this thing's coming for you. Doing 26 damage without level 35, and I originally got this. I remember that I grabbed it from the Uranium Fever when back before One Wasteland come around. We all capped out at level 40 glowing mole miners, and you could never get top level shit from them. So very disappointing, but you know, it's a thing that I probably should have removed ages ago. The only reason I've kept it around is because it's weightless, and you'll notice how the parts are set up where I actually wasn't I didn't put a true barrel on it to increase its accuracy or anything. It's just a prime receiver, which gives you the same weight sort of thing as a receiver of the standard variety, but you do get a tiny little bit of bonus damage. No reflex. There's a reflex on it. That's helpful. It barely adds any weight at all, but no muzzle slot here because the muzzle focuser, although it does increase your recoil control, it reduces range, and I don't want my range to be reduced. So yeah, 46 damage. We've got a power user on, so we've got a gigantic capacity, so I'm thinking I can actually potentially push these 5 fusion cores to last the entire video, but we'll have to see how we go. Okay, welcome to have booted up the wrong game. I actually wanted to play XCOM 2. We're here outside of, I think this is called West Tech or something. That's kind of good, and oh look, we're melting them, and we knocked his head like 10 meters into the air. That's kind of amusing. Now, this is not the only damage potential we can get out of it. The time to kill on this thing is actually quite good if we zero in on the head here and try to get those headshots. I mean, our accuracy is going to suffer because I suck, but, you know, we can increase our time to kill, or decrease our time to kill, rather, a little bit more than that. We've got stabilized to make sure that hipfire spread is pretty tight. If we had the true barrel, what am I getting hit by? Oh, I'm getting hit in the fusion core. Yeah, don't let them do that. That's a stagger on you. Which is, I mean, good on that eagle-eyed green fuck to do that, but, you know, I can tank that shit all day at full health. Even at my puny little 4 endurance build, I seem to be doing okay. So now I've whacked up a bunch of adrenaline. We're doing a staggering 63 damage. And despite Bethesda telling us, oh, we'll rebalance damage, we'll make tweaks where necessary, we haven't had any of that yet. So if you want to increase the power of melee weapons or increase the power of everything again so we don't have to deal with this fucking shit damage model, that'd be alright. It's so bad that it's making me ill. And it's definitely not because I choked on my own saliva, but that might be, you know, Bethesda, the little bots that they send into your bloodstream. Like, remember the crazy guy from the railroad saying the Institute does that? Well, Bethesda actually do that in real life. And the bots aren't happy with me. I'm not allowed to criticize their games. And if you do criticize their game... Wait, hang on. I'm getting off topic. I'll continue this inside. I've actually seen a little bit of an uptake in, like, the fanboyism for this game, and look, it's not warranted. This game has a lot of problems, and if you don't acknowledge them and call them out, the game's not going to ever get better, you see. So I think it's why it's a disservice when there's people out there who say, yes, the game's great, everything's fine, and just ignore all of the elephants in the room with problems in the game. That's a disservice. We need to be calling out the shit that's fucking bad, so we can, you know, put the game on the right track to say, hey, this is a good idea, do that instead. And you know, these thoughts are coming into my mind because I've been fucking around on Twitter lately, and you know, that stuff has kind of come up. But then we've got fast knocked again, and that dog looks like he's mounted the computer again. Good on him for that. Very progressive. We're rooting computers now. Although people have been doing that since Fallout 4, so I guess that's nothing new, is it? So we're almost full out through our first mag. We can actually get this down to the decimal of percentage left in the magazine. There's some doggos nipping at my boots. We just go up here, break their pathing, and then have like an explosion thing. Yeah, that'll stop them. Pretty good weapon. Does alright. I mean, we're not getting world record breaking pace out of this thing, but I'm not struggling. See, I reckon I actually rate the Gatling laser to be a fairly underrated weapon. At least until someone says it's OP, then I'm going to say, well, fuck, it's not that good, mate. But, yes, it's got a couple of advantages of it. If it's got an explosive damage to it, then it's going to be great. But without explosive, they're hit scan weaponry, which means you can snipe with these pretty well. And was that... Oh my god, was that far-flung fireworks actually doing something? I can't believe it. It looks like those hours of grind invested into that were useful after all, right? Anyways, we're sitting at 40% health. We've got 0.08% bullets left in the fusion core here. Whack a new one in, she'll be good to go. Got another 1,000 ready to go. Step off from this guy. Now, I could have chucked on something like One Gun Army just to make sure that if I'm being chased by that, I can just cripple their legs to stop them from moving for a bit for my own personal safety. But with weapons like this, where they don't have a giant pile of spread, unlike a explosive Gatling plasma with a beam splitter, you can sort of pick precision points where you want the explosions to happen, which means you can direct them away from you a little bit easier. Think of it as like those laser pointers that they use for PowerPoint presentations, but more of explosive, like a constant stream of explosives. It's quite a good feeling, in fact. It's good for survivability. We're going to keep out this low health because the adrenal reaction giving us a mega bonus is making the time to kill a little bit quicker, making the video quicker, so you can all get back to whatever you're doing before. I don't think we could possibly have a better weapon except for, you know, the prefix of it to hold down the old stairs choke point at the old light springs to keep the ghouls away. And I've got the ammo capacity just to hold down the trigger for... I don't actually know how long. It'd be interesting to see the complete timer of what kind of sustained fire you can get. Wow, there's plenty of ghouls today. They're up and about, I'll tell you that much. That one even opened the door for me, so you guys are asking for this, alright? Now just wait. I'm gonna check my phone in the meantime. Don't have any recalls to control. It's 9:47 PM. Starting this video recording a little bit later than usual because I've been sitting around. I'm tired. We've only worked 2 days a week, and for some reason I'm just completely negative. I didn't, you know, if I'm working all week, I get used to the heat at some point, but I don't know. Maybe it's because my sleeping patterns were messed up by the 5-day lockdown. Yes, it's definitely not my fault. So we're almost through these ghouls. A couple of stragglers in here. They'll go down easy enough. Been a pretty cruisy run. We're not really worried about me dying to these punks. See, they exploded a little bit. So I think we're finished. No. It might be the fat ass downstairs that is so morbidly obese that he can't be bothered moving up. Oh, it's a Wendigo today. Making out with a charred feral ghoul in the corner who was in a lying down animation, which is kind of creepy. Now, this arsehole might get me with damage over time, so we ought to, you know, shut the door on him, smash him in the face. He's having trouble opening up the door. There we go. He must have moved from controller to keyboard and didn't get the key bindings right. Anyways, let's move on. Alright, so we're running at 10% health, doing 74 damage. Adrenaline might still be there because my loading screens are that fast. Got an LS swapped loading screen. Means I don't have to look at my pictures of golfers for as long as you might think. So there's going to be some dogs rocking up soon. These guys are all squishy. They hit kind of hard, but if we can get a shot on old mate with the laser gun pretty early, then we'll be okay. Also, I swear I heard the bark from behind me. There's a laser gun, man. He's so far whiffed every single one of his shots, so I'm glad I turned away. I don't think that has the effect on AI. If you turn away, they suddenly become less accurate. That's like Ratchet and Clank level AI there. I remember in the arenas on the second one on the planet Jobber or whatever. If you'd go against those flamethrower bots, they'd fire fireballs at you if you could see them, but they wouldn't bother if your camera wasn't trained on them. It's a good exploit. Now I want to use the Plasma Storm again. Also, I could stream Ratchet & Clank 2 one day. It's the superior Ratchet & Clank game. I won't beat it, even with the new PS5 one coming out, which I might pick up a PS5 just for if the reviews are good, so hopefully Insomniac delivers, right? Alright, time to mess around and not catch crabs. How would I not catch crabs? I'm gonna sit on a roof and shoot them from up here. Actually, no, these guys can carry their damage over time with their sonic blasts, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but whatever. We'll just sort of jump in midair, double jump with our jetpack. It's pretty good. Probably a bad way to use up all my AP. This crab's done a running. He's a 3-star, so we gotta loot his corpse. Glad I did that. That definitely wasn't a waste of time. Anyways, we'll get some attacks on what I believe to be a Mirelurk Queen. Yeah, they're a big target, and it's hard not to hit to miss them, right? Do we get a follow-through bonus on him? I'm fairly certain I've got that thing equipped. I'm gonna use this roof as cover. It's a very steep roof. You wouldn't be able to walk up that one in real life. Also, you're legendary too. Didn't notice that. Because there was a giant nocturnal wood thing in my face. And actually, you can remove those by opening up your Pip-Boy for a split second and closing it. You can use the pause menu, but sometimes that lags the game out for a second. So just use your Pip-Boy. And if you've got your Pip-Boy set up properly... Hear something? Yeah, that's definitely one of those Mirelurk Kings. Where are ya? There you are, mate. You're rated as a savage one. Well, too bad you don't have any ranged attacks that are worth a shit, do ya? Not like an infinite hit scan laser beam explosion device like this one is. Alright, you know what that means? We're about to take the Zealot's primed weapon into Scorch territory. I'm prepared to one-shot everything, and we should, because if it's not, then we Hey, look, there's some sort of Scorched officer. I mean, we one-shot him, we just missed a lot of times with those subsequent shots, right? That's how it works. And there's another chumper over there. I know there's usually 3 dudes in here. Now, we do have Dodgy, and I picked that very carefully because I wanted to not be incentivized to shoot. Because with rotary barrel weapons, you have to wait until the barrel's completely... Oh, not on the Gatling laser, though. What? Huh. Why is the Gatling laser different? If for some reason this legacy Gatling laser is capable of stim packing... Hang on, I'm going to try this. Okay, so I can sprint, but I can't stim pack. I don't know. There's something going on here. But if I had found out that this particular Gatling laser was able to actually do that as soon as I took my finger off the trigger, I would have called this weapon one of the best Gatling lasers in the game, because that's utility that you can't fucking buy, even out of a BE Gatling plasma. Can you stop that? In fact, I'm not super keen on these guys attacking me, so I'm just gonna eat this and drink purified water and then shoot them like that. There we go. Some rubber banding health bar, standard. Maybe we should go for some headshots here. We know the Scorch Beasts are a little bit funky versus the explosion damage, but whatever. Now, the good thing about using these things in third person is if you get staggered, you're not going to stop firing. I think that only applies in first person, though, so I should probably change viewpoints. But I do like the ability to see around me. There you are. I just got a ricochet on a Scorch Beast Sonic Breath. I don't know which orifice that came out of, but... Ew. Also, I got XP for doing something. I think I hit something and he picked a fight with a Gulper. My Gulper boys have got my back. They're like Reapers in the shadows. That's an XCOM 2 reference. If you don't get it, then you unsubscribe. Just leave. Alright, that took ages. But as you can tell there, we just one-shot him. We just had to hit him another 700 times to actually kill him. So, you know, this weapon's pretty powerful. Also, this thing's nearly rooted. It was about... just under, I think, a full health bar when we started, and I've used this thing and hit with it so many times that we've brought the condition right down. Now, we're not getting the double penalty because we're hitting with explosives and the bullets at the same time, so that should be noted. But this thing chews through its thing so quickly because I'm using so much ammunition. I've somehow not managed to consume any of my... Oh, I saw you behind me, you cheeky bastard. Any of my fusion cores yet, but I'm going to assume that that's just a visual bug. Because I know I've gone through a few. I've emptied at least 2 of the big uns. Actually, they're just standard. I've just got power user. That's what's helping. You know what? I'm not going to go for the 3rd scorch boost. I'm just going to clear the area of these guys, and then I'm going to call it a video because, well, it's a weapon. Its time to kill is about... it's probably quicker than, like, a bloodied fire rate minigun, so there's that. I haven't actually tested those weapons yet, so maybe we'll draw that conclusion if I get around to testing it, if people are actually interested in seeing that. But yeah, I mean, with the sponginess that is present in this game, like, nothing's really standing out unless you are capable of one-shotting them. See bloodied crippling Gauss shotgun for that. That thing does work. Anyways, I'm gonna call it there. This weapon was pretty meh, but that's okay. We expected it to be. It had a nothing prefix and underleveled, so we could expect that. But I guess it's killed stuff fairly decently, efficiently enough because we didn't have to use a ton of ammo there. Granted, power user was doing a lot of that. We used actually a ton of ammo, but not as many fusion cores as you'd think. We still got 5. I might have to look into my ammo folder here as soon as I get there. And, well, it's definitely... No, well, it's definitely 5, but a lot of these are super undercharged. In fact, they might have bugged a little bit. They might have a couple of shots left in them because we've pushed it a little bit overboard with power users. Sometimes it gets like that. But, whatever. Thanks for watching.